Welcome to the Drive module. Let's go ahead and head over to Google Drive. We can get there by clicking the App Launcher, or some people call the Rubik's Cube, and you select Drive. Or we can simply type drive.google.com in the Omnibox. As long as you're signed in to Google Drive, you'll reach this page. If you've been using Google Drive for some time, you'll have files here. To get started, we can come over here to the New button and select one of the many options that we have. We can create Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, Forms, and much more. We'll get started by uploading files from our hard drive. I'm using a Mac, so I can find them here. Let's load some documents from Microsoft. Once I click open, they'll begin to upload. You'll know they're done by the green check mark. When you upload a Microsoft document, it retains its file format. So these will be Word and PowerPoint documents. When I double-click them, they open in a viewer. You'll see up by the title that it's still a Word document. I can come here to File and choose Save as a Google Doc to change it over to Google Docs. If you leave it as a Microsoft Word document, it will operate in most of the same ways. When I open up the PowerPoint, it works very much the same. You'll see a bar here that'll tell you that it's still holding on to its Microsoft format. I just go to File and Save as Google Slides. In Google Drive, you'll now have a PowerPoint and a Google Slide. If you would like your Microsoft documents to convert automatically to Google Documents, then you just need to come up here to the Settings cogwheel and click Settings. Here, you can just tick the box that says to convert uploads automatically. You might also find another setting useful. By clicking this box, you can access your documents offline. We can organize some of these documents using folders. Just simply go to the New button and choose Folder. Give it a name and hit Create. You can see the folders you create here at the top, or if you toggle down this disclosure triangle, you'll see them here. A nice feature is being able to right-click that folder and change the color. I just simply have to grab the documents and drag them in. You can also add a document to a folder by clicking on the folder icon at the top row while inside a document and selecting the folder. Once you have enough documents in your Google Drive, Google will create a suggested row. These are documents that you may have recently worked on, or perhaps have been recently shared with you. You can find your files in many different ways. If you click here, Shared with Me, you'll find files that were shared with you by another person. For example, here, this important agenda item document was shared with me recently. I can right-click it and add a shortcut to my drive. Otherwise, it will stay here in the Shared with Me folder. Adding a shortcut just simply means I can access it from here, and you'll know it's a shortcut by the curved arrow at the bottom left-hand corner of the document name. You can also star items by right-clicking and choose Add to Start. You can find your starred items here. If you've been working on files recently and you want to get back to them quickly, you can click Recent. After some time, you'll have lots of documents available to you in your Google Drive. You may have to search for them. Click in the search bar at the top of the window. You can type file names, keywords, even words that are inside the document. I recommend using the filter to get started. Here, I can choose a certain type of document, someone that owns it, perhaps not owned by me. I can also come down and choose the last time it was modified and if it's starred. If you're looking for a document from a colleague, click here and then enter their email address under a specific person. You'll notice as you add filters, you'll see the search query change at the top. Eventually, you can learn how to just type in your filters. You may find it helpful in your Google Drive to list your items as a list view. Just click this button here to show the names of the documents instead of icons. Once you've created folders and added items to them, you can share those folders with colleagues. You can right-click the folder here or right-click it here in your menu bar. Select Share. In this window, you can add colleagues' emails or group emails to share all the items in the folder. Let's give it a try. When sharing a folder or a document with someone, you have the ability to make them editors, where they can change and add things to a folder, or just let them be commenters on the files that you've shared with them, or just let them see them by clicking Viewer. Sharing a folder or a document with someone will notify them by email. You can add a message here to give them some instruction. Then click Send. Or you can choose to just not notify them at all because they're expecting it. Click Share. You'll know if you shared a folder with somebody by the person icon listed on the folder. We can add other files to that folder by just double-clicking the folder, choosing New, and selecting one of the options. I'll choose Google Docs. It will remind you that you've already shared this folder with somebody, and by creating a document, it will automatically be shared with that person as well. You can give that document a title, and if you want to share this particular document with anybody else, you can click Share and add their email address here. There are a number of different ways to create documents. You can go to docs.google.com and click Blank Document. Here at docs.google.com, you also have access to templates that have been created for you. Some of these templates may be very useful if you're already working on a type of project. By clicking Template Gallery, you can find templates that were created in your organization or access the many templates that Google has created. Another quick way to create a document is to take advantage of the shortcuts that Google recently created for Google Drive. I'll open a new tab and just simply type docs.new. It'll quickly create a document and add it to your My Drive. By giving it a title, you have the ability to add it to a folder. You'll notice in Google Docs that there is a similar look to Microsoft. Up here at the top row, you have a File toolbar, and then you have a Formatting toolbar. There are lots of menu items here. Feel free to explore them on your own. When editing a document with another person, you'll see that they're listed here at the top. By default, you're in editing mode. This means that any edit that you make and any edit that they make will be here on the document in real time. You or your colleague could choose to go into suggesting mode. This means that one of you will have to approve any changes being made. Edits that your colleagues have made will appear here to the right, and you just simply have to accept them with a check mark or reject them with an X. There are many other features for you to explore in Google Docs.